Hello, my name is Pedro Maria Francisco Jose Martinez Sanchez the 14th. Now today we're going to talk about interest and how it relates to your careers. We're going to be asking questions to the CEO of Pear Products, who since he was very little was interested in making technology. We'll also be talking to a physical therapist for the LA Bakers, who is very motivated to get people back on their feet. We're going to be asking questions to a film editor who has made it big in Jollywood and has been very interested since he was little. We're also going to be talking to a film director who has made a bunch of movies like Informers and The Pig That Stood Still. We also have a special guest, a professor from Chaffey University who always loved learning and helping others. So let's start asking the questions now. What interest did you have as a child?
Well, as a child, I always wanted to be the line leader, and then also another thing that interested me was being the class president. I always wanted to be the leader. I wanted to tell everybody what to do. I wanted to make sure things were running good. I wanted to make sure everything was going fair for everyone.
As a child, sports was of great interest to me. I would love playing basketball, soccer, football, baseball, you name it. If I was outside on the field, I would love to do it. It was a good way to comfort me, it was a good way to just enjoy myself, and it was something I really loved to do as a kid.
Well, as a child, I really enjoyed playing with Legos, and I enjoyed using my imagination and creativity to have no limits and just do whatever I want to do. And I also enjoyed using my creativity in school projects or anything that I could find of.
When I was a child, I just loved movies. I would watch a movie, reenact it, and then always which to make it. So I would just love movies and take my mom's camera and then use my cousins. We would be in movies, I would make the movies, and then I bothered my cousins a lot. But movies.
As a child, I was a bit of a nerd. I really loved school. I loved everything about school, and I just loved going to school, taking notes, and especially homework, strangely enough.
Were your interests related to your career?
Well, my interests consist of me planning out my day and making sure everything goes right, making use of my time management, and making sure everything's just running good and well in my household or wherever I'm doing. Let's say I'm in charge of a group, then I make sure the group is running solid and everyone's doing their job.
Well, sports continue to be a great interest to me, but helping people was another thing I was very, very interested in. This career as a physical therapist has really helped me combine both of these interests into one.
I would say that my interests are related to my career because it involves me being creative and using my imaginations to use my skills and do what I really enjoy doing in my everyday job. And also, having deadlines for projects always motivates me because it gives me something to look forward to and work fast on to try to finish that project.
I've always was very interested in movies. When I was little, I would go to Universal Studios. I would just be overwhelmed and overjoyed with everything around me about movies. And then I couldn't be happier with the career I have based on my interest in movies.
My interests as a child were definitely related to my career. I just loved learning. I loved the school atmosphere. I loved all my teachers, and I just loved learning in general.
And why did you choose your career?
I chose my career because I wanted to be a leader. I wanted to manage things. I wanted to manage anything in general. I always wanted to be a boss. I took a job once working at an agency, and I didn't like how things were being run. So I decided I'd rather be the boss and make sure the working conditions are good for everyone, not just the bosses as themselves. Anyways, it was my calling. I love being a leader. I love managing time. I love making sure everybody does their job. I love supervising. Just running a company itself interests me as a person.
I chose this career because it helped me get people back on their feet, literally. Several people come in with injured arms, injured legs, anything, and I'm there to help motivate them and rehabilitate them so they can get back on their feet and just be good again. I also chose this career because I am able to work with athletes such as Kobe Bryant, Cheetah Woods, and let's not to mention Tragic Johnson. I really love my job.
Well, I chose my career as a video editor because It was something that I really enjoyed doing, and that I was able to use my top interest and just to do something that I enjoy doing every day and that I look forward to do for the rest of my life.
I mean, this is probably the best career I can ever imagine. I mean, I chose this because I love what I'm doing. I love everything about movies, so no-brainer, pretty much.
Cut! You're supposed to put them over the wall and do it all over again.
I chose my career because I felt that that would be where I was the most help to fellow people, my students, just coworkers, and the group interaction. I felt that that was where my journey led me, was to teaching. You guys, that does not look like homework.
So in conclusion, all of these people's careers were sparked by their interests, and they use those interests to have jobs that they really love and succeed in. So what are your interests? And think about them before you choose a career to see if you really love them. What interests did you have as a child?
The recorder? Well, when I was a kid, I always wanted to be in front of the line, the line leader. But then later on, as the year progressed.
And last but not least, we're going to ask a aspiring film director who has put his foot in the door of